the thing I want to ask you about, of all the plethora of topics we could talk about, is how you marry. This was one of the first things I asked you about. Being a preacher, being a man of God, and speaking to corporate leaders, and how you intertwine those two things or not, the boundaries of appropriate workplace conversation and your beliefs. I mean, that's complicated, right? Do you feel like that's complicated? You make it look easy.
I feel like it used to be more complicated until I just gave myself permission to essentially just be myself. And what I get to do in the church is I have what I like to call a PhD in pain, because I get a front row seat to people in their darkest hour. When people are having the worst time of their life, whether they're a Christian or not, they look for somebody like me with faith. And so my phone is full of some of the saddest text messages, people in their worst of times. And I can tell you how many times I've been out with my wife. I can tell you how many times I've been on vacation with my wife. I'm just like, oh, babe, look what happened to this person, or this person's getting divorced, or, oh, they lost a child, or their husband left them, or just the worst of the worst of the worst. And it's like, and I get the ability and the opportunity to encourage those people. Well, guess what? Those people have jobs. Crazy concept. Crazy. No. So I just started owning it. I just started letting corporate America go, I actually know what your people are dealing with that they never tell you about. I have the ability, even through our executive coaching practice, my corporate unique gifting is I can get just about anybody to tell me how they're actually doing. And so I've just leaned into it in the sense of this is who I am. I don't want you to hide who you are. I'm not going to hide who I am. Ultimately, companies around the world have paid me to deliver a keynote. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to deliver a keynote. I'm at the highest level that I know how to. I am consistently tweaking my keynotes every single day, constantly, because I'm addicted to getting better. I'm not trying to be better than another speaker. I'm trying to be better than Ryan was yesterday. And so in that, I'm trying to deliver a very high quality service to an organization or to leaders. And inevitably, when that organization admires the work that I've put into my craft, that's where they ask questions like you do. So tell me your why. What gets you out of bed in the morning? And then I'm able to share my faith. I was speaking for a well-known retail chain, and a lady walked up to me and she said, I don't even know why I'm telling you this, but here it is. My son has an incurable disease. I don't know why I would share that with you. I haven't shared that with anybody here. I said, I know exactly why you're sharing that with me. She said, why? I go, because I talk to a God every day that specializes in incurable diseases. Can I pray for your son? And so I prayed for her son in a book line. People were like, that was amazing. It's like, what else do you do with incurable diseases? It's like, what do you expect me to do? And I mean, executives are like, dude, that was incredible, because who's going to come and pray for their team? You know, that's not what they paid me to do, but that's what was asked of me in that moment. This is, you know, a woman that just wants her baby to be better. And so I've just found that, like, you know, in my keynote, I don't lead with it. I lead with my craft, being excellent at what I do. And inevitably, faith conversations typically always come up. And if you Google me, it's going to be really hard to see that I'm not a Christian. It just is what it is. If you YouTube me, you're going to find like 1,000 sermons. It is what it is. But what I try to do is I try to make every keynote that I do not about me. It's about that organization. And I've just found that when you do that, if you are a believer, it's amazing what they will make space for when you put them first and serve them well.
So what do you need encouragement around? What is your challenge? What's the thing that weighs heavy on your heart?
I mean, you and I have talked about it before. I think it's all of the other ancillary products that go around a growing speaking business. I think the elephant in the room with speaking businesses is that they don't last forever and they're very difficult to scale. And so you're always having to figure out what are going to be those offshoot products that you're able to, I guess, upsell a company, which is really not my style at all. But thinking about the future of my business and what that looks like. And so those are the things that I'm always trying to navigate and I guess you could say need encouragement around.
Okay, so here's my biggest question and the thing that I probably think about more than any other thing. Yeah. You know my story. I was a lifelong atheist. I had a spiritual experience that brought me to my knees, literally. And in a moment, I became a believer. And I didn't know what I believed in because I had never been to church. So I thought, okay, there's definitely something out there. I went to divinity school. I went to a different church every Sunday for a year and a half. And I read the Bible. And that was quite interesting to read the Bible because I was shocked to learn that making money isn't exactly like the goal, right? According to Jesus. And I kind of felt like I had this existential crisis that began and never ended, which is how can I be someone in the world trying to make money, trying to help people make money, keynoting at corporations, helping CEOs drive results through culture, sure. But ultimately, we're trying to drive results for capitalism. And yet, that's kind of the opposite of the point. And I don't know I still every day wake up and think, what am I doing? Is this okay? How do I be in a world that feels opposite of the thing that my faith is pulling me towards? How do you consolidate or integrate those ideas for yourself?
What a phenomenal question. So one of the things that I don't always lead with, but if you were ever in a coaching relationship with me, you'll find out some of the value systems of how we do business. And so for our business, we don't measure success. I say our business, really our life, if I'm honest. We don't measure our business by revenue or income. We actually measure our business by giving. So every single year, we don't have revenue goals, we have giving goals. And these giving goals are astronomical. And it goes up significantly every single year. In fact, our CPA and accountant calls me every few months and says, are you sure this is what you want to keep doing? Our tax people are like, are you sure this is what you want to be doing? And so as every single time I said, absolutely, without question. And what's funny is over the past few years, my speaking career has taken off, which I'm incredibly grateful for. But if you really want to know my secret sauce, it's really our giving took off. But our giving took off before the speaking took off. Now, I know that. Everyone else around me doesn't know that. But the minute we said, hey, we've always lived by giving goals. My wife and I, we've been married 10 years. But our giving goals, I wouldn't even say that they were small. They were definitely more than average. But the minute we started eyeing 6-figure and 7-figure giving as goals, our business drastically changed. And that's how I truly balance my inherent belief systems that are very much rooted in a lot of scripture and what I do for businesses. I was talking about my fee because obviously we have to have those conversations all the time with different engagement. And I was actually talking with the church the other day and was talking to them about my church speaking fee, which is a very, very awkward conversation. But it's gotten less awkward because what I told them was, I said, hey, this is my fee, but just so you know, we're going to give it all away. It's like, it's more than you've ever paid for a guest speaker. And I get that. However, we're going to give it all the way anyway. So all ministry money that we get it's gone. I mean, we just give it away, and lots of business money too. But it's just it's yes. While we are trying to grow things and get better and grow revenue, essentially, as most businesses are, the reason we're doing that is so that we can only just give more and more and more and more and more. And so generosity is at the crux of how we balance both worlds.